There's a little sneak peek of what we're doing today. Whoops. Good morning, everybody. Let's see, who do we all got in today? We got Ghost. Nice to see you. AG, by goodness. I hope everything's all right, buddy. Hope you're doing good now. Nice to see you. You were missed. Let's see here. Looks like, so far that's about all I know. So AG, let's see here. You've been here for all but the Friday show, right? I believe. Or was it the Wednesday and, yeah, I was going to say just the Friday show. So you didn't miss too much. Anyway, 11:11 in the AM here in the great state of Montana. I'm glad you all are with me. 86 degrees outside already. Ugh. Winds west at 3 miles an hour. That's not a good sign. That means the smoke's going to roll in today and settle. So, get to fight that all day. That sounds fun. Anywho. Well, let's see here. Oh. By the way, we are over on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo this morning. Giving those all a shot, see how it works out. So good morning to you guys over there if you are listening. And actually, I think I'm on Facebook too, but we'll see how long that lasts. So I did want to take a look at a few things today before we get into our fourth C. Yeah, we'll have to do some of this on the fly, but I saw this in an article yesterday. Got me a little nervous. Security surrounding the nuclear football being officially reviewed in the aftermath of the Capitol siege. Yeah. Still a little confused on that whole Capitol siege thing, but, whatever. What scares me is you wonder if this is more of a review for Biden, or is this more of a review for the people around him? Just saying. And then, if you guys have not been paying attention, yeah, no one can get to the football. Exactly. So, I don't know why they're, why would they be going under review with this? By the way, good morning, Grot. Nice to see you, sir. If anyone would know, well, why would this be an issue? Why would we be doing this now? Is it just a scare tactic for the American public? Yeah, exactly. It's quite confusing to me, but, I just, makes me wonder exactly what's going on here. I don't know. Morning, Tim. Tim did his normal greeting of hairballs. Let's see here, and I think this is the other one I wanted you guys to see. Yeah. Of course, this is directly off of MSM's CNBC. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be an excuse to make another committee, or is it another excuse to try to get it away from presidential hands? Just saying. Hear me out. Do you remember when they were trying to figure out if it should only be in the president's power? They were actually voting whether there was going to be like a committee of 5 people or... Yeah. Anyway. I'm not saying anything's going on by any means. I'm just... Remember, my big thing right now is pay attention to your surroundings. So, this was the other one that I saw. Biden's C advisor... I have to kind of censor myself a little bit here for the other places we're at. Says the U.S. lockdown of 4 to 6 weeks could control the pandemic and revive the economy. Well, obviously the C advisor is not exactly an economist, because it didn't go well, you know, when we shut it down the last time. We're still paying a lot for that there, you dork. Just to let you guys know, I think this is coming again. There's a lot of states still pushing for this. Well, not a lot of states, but there's a lot of federal government folks pushing for another lockdown. So, yeah. If I was you guys, right now you don't have a food problem. I mean, we do in some parts, but not excessively. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Well, and 6 weeks would put us 6 weeks away would put us right into kind of that autumn time period. But anyway, if you don't have your supplies built up a little bit, you might want to lean towards doing that a little bit. Huh. I don't know though. They have a foothold already on this one, But I just wanted you guys to be aware of those 2 headlines that I saw that kind of, stick out like a sore thumb. Now, shall we get on to the meat and potatoes here? We're still going over the 5 C's. We're on to container today. We're going to do just a brief overview. Going to run through this really quickly just because we have looked at it a few times now. Things everyone should know before it all goes dark. Yeah. And it can go that way in multiple ways. So, just keep looking around. Keep your guys' eye on the ball. That's all I'll say. Get your preparedness mindset, please. I think everybody in here has smarts enough to know that something bad is coming. So, when you're at the store, pick up an extra here or there. Yeah, I would recommend getting your wood stove hooked back up. Oh, there you go. You guys haven't yet, on a cooler day, get up there and clean your chimneys. Make sure that's all ready to go for winter time. Some of the most important things that you need to learn, if you haven't learned them already: the 5 C's of survival, basic first aid, gardening and food products or production, and of course, self and family defense. Forgive me here, I'm adjusting my screen so I can see these. Okay, so the 5 C's of survival are cutting, combustion, cover, container, and cordage. So we talked about these options for cutting already, right? You guys are all aware of these. Thank God for animation. Remember, fire needs 3 things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. Those all have to be present to get a good fire. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of crap about that. Not putting the Bic lighter first for starting fires. Yeah, just, I don't know, not a fan of Bics. And we talked about cover, which cover is probably one of the most important things you can do in inclement weather. Because, yeah, there's that whole rule of 3s, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Yeah, a lot. But everybody forgets about the 3 hours out in inclement weather can actually greatly lessen your chances of survival. Few options that I gave you. Hopefully you guys have taken advantage of some of this. Now we're going to get into the 4th C. 4th C is a container. Having the ability to carry water is going to be important. For hydration, or from hydration to food preparation, even hygiene, water is an essential part of staying alive. In a lot of cases, potable water will not be as easy as turning on the tap. Being able to filter, process, and store water requires some sort of container. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. In this section, we are going to be discussing the many ways to storing water from free, or, quote-unquote free, recycled, to stainless steel, and the pros and cons of each. Let's start with the least expensive option: any emptied bottle of water. This is going to sound gross, but if it really comes down to it, even if it's sitting in the ditch, pick it up. You can use it. Let's see. Not all one-time use bottles are made the same. With manufacturers being pushed to use less plastics in their manufacturing process, some of the Club brand, the Sam's Club or Costco, or I guess they're Kirkland, right? And Sam's Choice. Some of those bottles hardly stand up on their own. They're very thin plastic, can crush down real easy. The whole idea is they take up less room in the landfill. I understand it, but for this purpose, it's not worth it. There is one brand, however, that I love to reuse. It's called Smart Water. Smart Water bottles are built with heavy use in mind. They're more like, they're even a little bit thicker than a regular pop bottle. So yeah, they're quite a bit better. They keep the form well, and the caps don't leak. They still have the the rubber sealed cap instead of that double flange thing that they're using now, as often as some of the other brands. So the next time you're at your local gas station, pick up a few of these, and you'll see what I mean when they're empty. They're considerably heavier. I highly doubt you'll be disappointed. Remember, it's a good idea to have 2 bottles on hand, or at least 2 bottles. And take your Sharpie marker and label one dirty and one clean. Oh. Alright, yeah, they're good bottles. And make sure not to mix those two up. You're going to be using the dirty one to, of course, dip directly out of streams or lakes or even deeper puddles. Just so you can not have to worry about cross-contamination. One of the nice things about having the Smart water bottles is the Sawyer mini filtration system screws right on these. So instead of having to use their little crush sacks or their bags that it comes with, you can use these Smart bottles. Works quite a bit better. Now let's crack open that wallet a bit. We're going to take a look at the that's payable, but it was supposed to be packable options. Some of which include a filtration system, so you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 bang there. These Maxon 5-liter bags, they're pretty good bags. The only thing I don't like about them is they do have some fail points. You get to flexing that neck a little bit, where the spout is. And it's kind of pressed melted together right there. So they do have a tendency to, over time, wear out right there. The other problem that I have is 5 liters of water is not all that light to carry. I mean, it's not heavy, but when you think you're going to be carrying it over maybe a mile, I run into the problem where this little plastic handle really gets to digging into your hand. So keep that in mind. If you can stay close to your water source, these are a great option for you. The Hydropack Seeker, this is actually an interesting type bag. It's a much heavier bag. Still collapses down. You can still roll it up. The problem I run into with these, and we'll talk about it here on the next slide, is cleaning. Then you have the Sawyer Products 1-gallon gravity filter. Good filtration. Not a huge fan of the bag, but it does work. And then, of course, the most expensive option, but the one that I always lean towards, is the LifeStraw Flex Advanced water filter with gravity bag. What I like about this is the bag has a big opening. It's more like a stuff sack bag. And that larger opening makes it a lot easier to clean out. Yeah. And a lot easier to dry, which is important. These options all have their pluses, but they also have some large minuses. If you're looking for an easy way to filter a lot of water, the LifeStraw Flex is your best bet. Easy to carry and gravity-fed filtration system makes it the set it and forget it kind of filter. Basically just hang it on a tree and let it do its thing if you have a clean water system that you can run directly into. Food grade totes. Oh, there you go. You're talking what are the IBCs? Isn't that what they call those? Yeah, those would be good. Let's see. Cleaning the inside of the bag after use can be a pain. Also making sure everything is dry before long storage is a bit of a challenge. So making sure that basically making sure that your filter is completely dried, all that kind of fun stuff. Good morning, Robert. How's it going? So now let's take a look at the more rugged end of water storage, the canteen. When looking for a canteen, I look for three main points. Stainless steel for its ability to withstand high heat and be easily cleaned. Single-walled construction, so it can be placed directly on a fire. If you get a double-walled bottle, it's not going to end well for you. You're superheating a vacuum area. That's never good. And let's see here. And a completely removable lid for the same reason. I like a lid that I can completely take off. That way when I put it over a fire, I don't have to worry about it melting on me. Now it doesn't look like that, but all four of these options have a removable lid. Of course, the canteen has the little snap ring that you got to take loose, but you can get that lid off. This one you can walk it up, the stainless steel bottle with the nesting cup. You can walk that ring up over to get it off. The Nalgene bottle actually just has some binders that you loosen up and you can take the whole thing off. And of course the Clean Canteen, which is probably your best bet, is it's not affixed by any means, so you go for the wide mouth. Yeah. Out of those four, I would probably go with the Clean Canteen because it ticks all the boxes. It's stainless steel, single-walled, got a wide mouth with a completely removable lid. Has a 27-ounce capacity on it, so you can process a fair amount of water fairly quickly, especially with being able to boil directly in the bottle. If you combine that with the Smart Water bottle and the Sawyer mini filter, because the Smart Waters are a little over, I think they're like 32 ounce. So yeah, you'd be looking at a pretty nice setup. Got $1 at the thrift. I tell you, I need to come out where you are, I guess. You find a lot of cheap stuff there, Tim. I would also pick up a spring fish mouth spreader. And you're going to probably be wondering why. If you can use that in the conjunction with the Clean Canteen, you can hang the bottle directly over a fire. It kind of gives you a tie point, and I'll show you how. So, you take this little bugger right here, you snap it inside of your Clean Canteen. You open it basically inside of there. And what it does is it goes up underneath the lip of the canteen. And now you have a nice steel eyelet that you can tie directly to and hang it over the top of a fire. And for $7.75 and not a whole lot of weight, they're worth it. All right. Well, I suppose we'll get back to that here. So any questions about the canteen options, or do you guys have other ideas or other options that we can use out there? Now is a good time to kick those up. And then we're gonna dive into some fun stuff here. I put a few kits together over the last couple of days, and just something to look at. But while you guys are thinking about a question or comment, we're going to hop over and take a look here at the few kits that we've got made. Yeah, you can boil water in a plastic bottle. You do have to, it's an in a pinch situation, just like you said. Just because it's the darndest thing. You can hang that bottle over a fire, and you can get it to boil. Make sure to have the lid cracked a little bit, so of course it can release some of the pressure. But you can get it to boil in a plastic bottle. You will bow the bottom of that bottle out, and it will soften. It won't completely melt because it's full of water, and it won't catch fire because it's full of water. But it will, however, release some not so tasty stuff into your fire or into your water. So keep that in mind. But in a pinch, if you absolutely have to, you can boil water in a plastic bottle. I've even seen it attempted in a plastic bag. So anything's possible. Anyway, we're going to go over a little cook kit that I made and just put together quickly. It's pretty good for one person. You can feed two people with this, but it gets a little tricky. I've done it before, though. So, just a cheap little Velcro strap that I made myself. And yeah, you can use an old coffee can. Again, you have to be careful. A lot of the canned goods these days are lined with some sort of plastic for a sealer, so you're going to get a little bit of an off taste, but when it comes to that, is it really going to matter at that point? Something you got to think about. So this is just a regular microfiber towel. Had this around for a while. Been in my pack, so it's got grass in it. So then we have the small little Stanley cook kit and an Ozark Trail. I know, Ozark Trail, because that's, Walmart, and we all hate it, but it just fits so perfect on this, so I didn't have a choice. But this is the Ozark Trail 18-ounce stainless steel cup with the folding handles. But it fits nice and tight. Not a whole lot of rattling going on there. Because I found these. And these are a Swedish-style dish towel that I've cut up. These expand quite a bit, hold a lot of water. For cleaning, they have a little bit of I don't know if you can see that, but a little bit of a texture to them. So as far as cleaning your pots and pans out when you're done, good little things to have. So we have the Ozark Trail cup, which, let's fold those handles together so it doesn't look so bad. Now we're going to the Stanley mini cook set. I'm going to unlock this. We have a backup little towel in here. Another microfiber. I do like microfibers. We have the mini stove. It's all in here. And you have 2 more cups. So in this little kit that doesn't take up much room at all, you have the ability to bake. I know, we'll get into the baking side here soon. You can make your coffee, get that ready to go, get that poured in here, make up your Mountain House meal or your whatever freeze-dried meal or dehydrated meal you'd like, and get that in these two. So now you have your bowls, you have your cups, bacon. We're going to cook bacon in this? I guess you probably could. Be awfully small strips, but you could. So, now this kit, I kind of looked up a few prices for you today. You'd be looking for the Stanley Adventure Cook Kit that's nesting. You'd be looking at $14.97. Now that's at Walmart, so if you don't like Walmart, I understand. I know they're about $20 everywhere else, so if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, unfortunately, Walmart's a place to go for this stuff. Then you have the Ozark Trail, which, to be honest with you, I could not find it at my Walmart. This is an Ozark Trail that I've already had. They show it on their site, and it still shows that they have it in stock, but you may have to order it online. But it is $4.97, so far we're in at $20. And of course, the little stove, which I picked a nicer one out for you guys because they're all getting down to about a similar price. $16.95. So you're talking a total of what? You got about $37. And as far as the washcloths and stuff like that go, guys, you can reuse your stuff at home. Not that big of an issue. So yeah, you'd be in that a total of $36 and have yourself a darn nice stainless steel cook set. So that was one thing I wanted to show with you guys. Give me just a second here. I'm getting it all strapped back up so I can get it packed. What I like about it is with everything packed together, it's as loud as I can get it. And that's pretty quiet. You think about that in your pack and rattling around. It's not going to make a lot of noise. So now let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, the fire kit. So that is my cook set, and it could be it's a very small amount, but it could be your container. We'll get the next one loaded up here and ready to go. All right, the dreaded Altoid tin. I hate Altoids, but I love their tins, so I buy them, choke them down the best I can, and then I save the tins. And that's the other thing. Tins are something that, you get them a lot when you don't even think about it. Whenever you buy a watch or a lot of different stuff out there, comes in nice decorative tins. But tins are fairly tough. You love Altoids? One nice thing about the Altoid tin, if you have time, you can sand down this back, polish it up a little bit to a mirror finish, and you have yourself a nice reflective signaling mirror. Also, just a little tidbit of info there. Now, this one is my fire kit. Fits easily in your pocket. It's always with you. Nice to have. So in here, I have... Oh, God. This one... This was a paracord buckle that I bought. And I like the idea because it had the fire steel already on it. Yeah, I got a fishing kit to go through too. Actually, I have an interesting little fishing tool that we're going to look at. But this buckle has a small ferrule rod right here for sparking a fire. And it also has... that's a horrible whistle. Sorry, did I blow your ears out right there? Has a little survival whistle on it too, built in. So, this is not my primary fire starter. It's just basically my, holy crap, I need something. Let's see here. Let's get these cotton balls out of the way. Now these are not greased. They're not Not oiled by any means or anything like that. These are just a dry cotton ball. We took a look at this fire steel on our last go round for combustion. We're going to take this one apart. Now, I looked these up. You can pick these up for about I think this one's like $11. You can get them considerably cheaper than that. And I got a better set. The Bic lighter? Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's see here. That one's just always loose in my pocket. Just because you take your Bic out and use it for things other than survival. I was just looking here. I had it somewhere on my... Oh, right here. So you guys remember the Bic that we dunked in the water, right? It is back alive. It just took a little while to get there. So I do always have a Bic lighter with me. Even though I don't smoke. But so we have a ferro rod. Another ferro rod. Now in these little packs right here, if you guys never have, it's a good way to store stuff. In these small packs, though, are greased cotton balls. So I can pop one of those out, mix it in with one of these dry balls, and yeah, be good to go. And they're packed fairly tight in here. What these are is an oversized party straw. And what you do is you pinch the end shut with the pliers, and you melt the end with a lighter. Then you load it up with whatever you're wanting to put in here. I have a first aid pack that I use these also for, like antiseptic and stuff like that. But you put whatever you want inside, and then of course pinch this side shut, melt that, and you have a watertight container that's also pretty flammable. So we have 4 greased cotton balls that are stuffed in there, and we have 4 dry cotton balls. In here we also have some jute twine. This is natural jute. Make sure you're getting the real stuff. And if you pull this apart, of course, you can, you have 3 strands in there. You can rough those up, make yourself a nice flash point for your bird's nest. So, quite a few of those in there. This little baggie here is some saturated and waxed wood chips. The reason I wax them is it slows it down. It burns a little bit slower. More of a controlled fire, less of a flashed fire. Just keep those in a little baggie stuffed in there. And you have yourself some tinder ready to go. You have a striker for your ferro rod. And then, of course, a pretty good wrap of aluminum foil. In a pinch, I mean, it's a fair amount of aluminum foil. In a pinch, I can make myself a makeshift cup to warm some water or boil some water in out of that aluminum foil. So, and then of course on the outside you have 4 of your rubber bands that, can come in handy in different situations. So not bad though for an Altoid can. I think I got quite a bit in there. Yeah. Yeah, of course, these aren't the only cotton balls I have. This is kind of my emergency, if I'm caught away from my pack situation. So, I'm not going to bore you with the packing up of this. Yeah. Well, I guess I am. Maybe. We'll see how well it gets together here. Oh, you like the idea of the wood chips? Yeah. And those, of course, I just grab those right out of my shop. I own a lathe, so you end up with a fair amount of wood chip. Well, we're gonna see how this packs now. Now it's a test to see if I can put it all back together, right? I do like this little ferrule rod. Wouldn't be my go-to, but it's a good good compact ferrule rod. And that kind of pushes everything down. Then we try to fit that little bugger in there. Fit that little bugger in there. We'll close it all up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't quite have everything sitting in there right. There we go. Hey, look at that. I got it back together. Take your rubber bands. Throw them on there. Just to make sure it stays closed and nothing falls out. And there you go. Another little kit you can put together. So, I did just get this this set in. Fat wood chips, yeah. Fat wood chips do work good. So, this little set right here I got off of Amazon. It's not a bad little kit. The waxed rope, it's a jute rope. I guess. That was just an extra bonus for me. Wasn't something that I was really looking for. But the fire steel appears to be wow. Well, that striker is horrible, I can tell you that. Let's see here. Just get the good old-fashioned, tried and true grandpa's pocket knife. That's a little better. That throws some spark. So yeah, good fire steel. I would take this thing and throw it away. This, I don't know, attempt at a striker. Might make a good bottle opener. That's about it. Now this little bugger right here, I don't know how well you guys can see that. This is a bellows tube. So it's a way to blow on the fire without getting smoke in your face. So this all packs up fairly easy. These little bellow tubes, they do come in handy. I'm not a fan of getting a bunch of smoke in my eyes. So it does help out. This, I don't know. I guess I'll keep it around. But yeah. I do like this little set, and that is, let's see here, that's that middle set that you see right there, $16.99 on Amazon. I know the fire steel on its own they're usually about, $10 to $12, so to get this for $4 and I guess a source of fuel, not a bad thing. Let's see. What else did I come across the last couple of days? Oh, yeah. We're gonna take a look at this. It's, let me get this packed up and out of the way. I have some Harbor Freight. I know everybody hates Harbor Freight, but almost as hated as Walmart. But some new things I found at Harbor Freight. One is that little bugger right there. It's a super light. I mean, it doesn't weigh nothing. I would be surprised if this even weighs a couple ounces. But it's just a small little compact flashlight. It does have a magnet on the back of it, so you can stick it under the hood somewhere if you're working on the car. And it's a fairly strong little magnet. I'm kind of impressed. It does have multiple light settings. What I bought these for was hanging on the ridgeline of your hammock. It comes with this little carabiner. But I'm going to try not to blind the camera here. We'll let it adjust. But it's a bright little bugger. I mean, it's... here, we'll shut that light off. There you go. Yeah. And it has multiple settings, so you can turn it down a little lower if you want. Or you can go to the strobe if you want to, make somebody sick. But anyway, that little bugger right there, believe it or not, was 99 cents. I mean, hell, the carabiner would cost you 99 cents. Yeah. Good little thing. Best I can tell, it's fairly decent construction. I don't know. Let's see here. Handy snap clip, magnetic base. Give me just a second here. Does not say that it's waterproof, so just forewarn you there. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough little bugger to beat right there. The other thing I came across was a quick stitch sewing awl. Now these are great for leather and canvas. They work well. I've already strung this one. I would probably take a file and sharpen up that needle a little bit. But of course, when you're doing leather work, you already have a pre-punched hole that you're going through. But it's not the best of quality, but let me tell you, for $5, and it comes with a fair amount of cordage. For $5, I don't know as you can, beat that. Yeah, this $20 coupon does help. Yeah, I think this one was on clearance for $5.49 or something like that. So in a pinch, you can stitch some leather back up, stitch some canvas back up. Now, one thing that I'm using constantly, and every time I go there, I'm buying it. And actually, you guys saw some of it today on the little cook set container. That right there. Some hook and loop cable strapping. So it comes in a decent sized roll. And of course you have the loop side on the outside, the hook side is on the inside, so it is two-sided. 35 foot. Oh, motion sensor. Oh, okay. But this stuff, as far as for packing things up, putting stuff in your pack that you want to tighten up, make sure it's not flopping around. Fishing poles is another good use for this. About anything that you want to be able to tape and untape really easily, I would use this stuff. $6.49 at Harbor Freight. Really good stuff to use. So, yeah. Now what I do with mine is I take my hot glue gun And you'll notice that there's a doubled over tab right here. What that does is it gives me a spot where I know where the beginning is. So you can see that little tab sticking up there. If you fold it the right way, it'll Velcro down on itself. And you're all done. If you want to keep it loose, flip it the other direction to where you have the hook side out. And it won't stick down, but I like it stuck down so it doesn't get itself pulled loose. So yeah. Just a few ideas, guys. Of course, I'm not telling you got to run out and buy any of this. Who am I to tell you that? But, I don't know. Things are getting crazier. If they're going to go through another fun little lockdown, I don't know. I don't know if the U.S. can take much more of it. Let's put it that way. Economically, that's going to devastate us again. And we're tiptoeing on the edge of conflict, so yeah, it's going to get a lot worse. If you guys haven't, that movie that Ridge and I reviewed is worth a watch. I'm not a huge fan of British movies, but this one was worth it. It's called Threads. And you can watch it free on BitChute. If you head over there and just look up the movie Threads. Definitely has some good information in it. Puts you in a real life scenario anyway. But yeah. I don't know. Crazier things. But anyway. Let me ask you this. What have you been gathering lately? What's probably your top priority right now? Is it food? Is it fuel? Security? Yeah, exactly. Information. There you go. I like that one, AG. Food, fuel, and ammo. Yeah. I've been doing that latter one for a while, though. The printer's been very busy lately. Good. So I got a question for you. Were you printing stuff before we started talking about this, or did this kind of spur you on a little bit? Getting firewood stocked up. That's a good one. Meds. You know, that's, yeah. If you know your doctor, and you know your doctor very well, as far as prescriptions are going right now, I would definitely be asking for, if there's a way that he can write he or she, I guess I should say, can write at least a 3-month prescription, if not a 6-month prescription, for your medication. Yeah. I collect mine by moving a handle up and down, so. Okay. That would be good. And if you guys can, if you're starting to purchase some of this stuff, the other thing I would make sure that you're doing, if you have the ability, is to purchase it with cash. Definitely not a trackable source. As far as like your bank card or something like that, I'd be careful of that. Yeah, if you guys would like to build that cook set that I put together just quick, like I said, the Stanley stuff you can find at Walmart. The Ozark Trail, of course, has to come from Walmart. That BRS stove that we were talking about, that thing has really, really good reviews. Yeah. The other thing, if you guys are using the camp stoves that we've been talking about, the isobutane ones, that's something else that you need to be gathering up. Is if you go to the store, just buy one of the little cans. You use them sparingly. They will burn for quite a while. Keep in mind, that's why we look at time frame for boiling of these stoves. Water storage is next. All right. Do make sure, I know you were talking about getting those IBC tanks. Make sure that you're covering those with a dark fabric. I know a lot of guys that have used them for storage, and they'll get an algae growing in there if they're direct out in the sunlight, so make sure to keep them out of the sun as much as you can. I'm sure you already knew that, but word to some of those folks out there that might not be knowing what we're talking about. Oh, okay. Just be careful of the sides collapsing on you a little bit. If you can get one that's in the steel cage, that'll help quite a bit with the compression. Now, when you say you're building an ice house, I'm guessing you're building a house to store ice. An old school ice house. The heavy insulation, black tar paper, all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, guys, we're gonna keep the streams fairly short. The next one is gonna be a little lengthy because the next one is cordage. And if you have a chance, may I recommend that you get some rope and keep it close by you as we're going through the next one, because cordage is one thing, but we're also going to be going through knot tying. So, and there's some interesting knots out there that come in handy that we don't use on a daily basis that I think if we knew exactly how to tie them, we'd use them all the time. So, keep that in mind, guys. That way you can kind of follow along with us and tie at the same time. If you're like me, you're a muscle memory person, so I have to do it to learn it, kind of thing. And we got 3 different types of cordage for you, so. I will be on Friday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, so if you can be here, I try to slow the beginning of the show down to let you guys all get in before we dive into the meat and potatoes, but yeah, the next one should be kind of fun. But other than that, folks, if you can, and I know I know this is, asking a lot, but if you can, head over to YouTube, check me out over there, subscribe, Twitch, all those fun ones. I'm just trying to build the whole platform up at once. That's all right, Tim. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Oh, good Lord, Brian, you just got here. Man, you've been missing some fun topics. Are you watching any of the replays, Brian? I hope so. If not, they're all over on YouTube. Is where I'm storing my videos. So if you want to catch any of those, you can always rewatch them over there. And of course, over on YouTube, it's just Montana Free. You can find me fairly easy. And worst case scenario, I guess I can put a few links on the channel here. But if you could, head over there, support me on that side. Oh, you bugger. Making venison stew. Oh. Anyway, now that I'm salivating and it's almost lunchtime, we'll get the heck off here. All right, folks. If you can, in the very near future here, keep your heads up. Keep your head on a swivel. Put on the armor of God. And everything is just going to be okay. All right? We'll catch y'all later.